Hey everybody, welcome into Rink-Wide Toronto, presented by Bodog. Make a play, Canada's choice for free casino games, sports odds, and poker strategies. And tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs are in Ottawa for the second time in 2 weeks to take on the Senators at Canadian Tire Centre. And there will be no morning skate. The Toronto Maple Leafs will just have a pregame availability, and then we'll find out a few things. The Toronto Maple Leafs called up Radim Zohorna from the Toronto Marlies, and if that name is brand new to you or maybe vaguely familiar, it's because Zohorna was the only Toronto Maple Leafs trade on the deadline day. Of course, they've added a lot of other bodies, which we'll get to in a minute, but Zohorna was the only transaction the Maple Leafs made on March 3rd, which was actual trade deadline day. It was a minor league deal. They acquired him from the Calgary Flames in exchange for Dryden Hunt, who you'll remember played a few games with the Toronto Maple Leafs after they acquired him from the Colorado Avalanche in exchange for Dennis Malgin, who's actually turned out to be a good depth add for the defending Cup champions. But anyway, Zohorna was acquired, and the Leafs liked what they had in him in terms of a big guy. He's 6'6". He's obviously Toronto's biggest prospect, and he is actually going to be ready and with the team in case Wayne Simmonds cannot play. Sheldon Keefe said that Simmonds was sick and the determination on his status would be made a bit later on. This, of course, was said following the team's practice on Friday. And so the Leafs will go 11-7. That much we do know. We don't know who's going to start in goal, but Zohorna might make his Maple Leafs debut if Wayne Simmonds is sick. Wayne Simmonds was obviously not the next one up, but started getting some games when Bobby McMahon re-injured his knee on the Leafs' last road trip. And of course, he's still injured, not at practice. Noel Acciari would have also been an option, but he has a neck injury. He suffered some whiplash, and although they didn't confirm it, it's pretty obvious that it occurred in that game against the Nashville Predators at the end of the road trip, when you can clearly see Noel Acciari grabbing his head after he collided with two of his teammates in Justin Hall and Mark Giordano. And so he didn't skate at practice, did do some work beforehand, and so they're going to keep an eye on him. And the big news also, Ryan O'Reilly was skating in a non-contact jersey, but it was the first time he took part in a full practice. Says he's not quite 100% yet. If this was the playoffs or if it was a meaningful game, maybe he would be in, but the Leafs are taking a very cautious approach with their big get from the trade deadline, not the actual deadline, of course, but they acquired him on February 18th. He was the big get, and so they want to make sure Ryan O'Reilly is fully healthy. He could come back next week, and if he does, that would put him at the 1 month timeline that he was expected to miss when he broke his finger in that game against the Vancouver Canucks on March 3rd. That's the story. Myself and Rob Wong will have your post-game show. Make sure you rate and subscribe on all of your favorite podcast platforms to Rink-Wide Toronto, presented by Bodog, Canada's choice for free casino games, poker tips, and sports odds. Rink-Wide Toronto, pregame, postgame, every game.